bus tires were just spinning and spinning and spinning. And we couldn't get up the hill, so we had to back the bus, the big coach bus, back down the hill. And we had to go the other way where it's more gradual, way out and around. And I don't know about that. It's scary enough just driving. Well, this is only 22 feet. The coach bus is probably maybe 35, 40 feet. And have to back that back down this hill. Intense. I ain't gonna do nothing like that. At least this is short enough. I might have to hold up traffic, but I can go back and forth and turn it totally around and then go forward the other way, you know. And I wouldn't back up that far for how short this is. I would turn this thing around so I could go. If I had to go back, if I couldn't get up the hill, I would. Well, of course, if you're sliding, you might not be able to turn around if the road's too slippery. I'm not even thinking straight. I guess it depends on your situation. Now, for the bus, that was too long to be turning around. Yeah. But then again, depending on how slippery it is, you might be better off rolling backwards down the hill until you get to the bottom of the hill. That whole area, that whole valley area is like just crazy scary if it's icy slippery, man. Then you get these big drop-offs. That's probably 50, 60 feet dropping off there. There's the tops of trees right there, so you can tell that drops off quite a ways. There, we're getting rid of these big. Oh no, there's a couple more areas here. I better slow down. Oh, there's macro. I'm not going too fast. Tire tracks on these roundabouts. Nope, no one hit this one bad. A couple people clipped the curb here. Well, roads haven't got any better, but we made it through the tough part now. The big river valley going down and they're coming back up. So now we're pretty much on mainly level ground. I mean, there might be little inclines here and there, but nothing like that. And I got 20 miles left to go. 20 miles left to go, and right now it looks like I'm just at about a quarter of a tank of gas. So in theory, my tires don't have to spend too much more burning gas. In theory, when I get back to town, my free play money that I want, I should be able to have more gas than I left with. Of course, I guess that depends on how much gets burnt in the next 19 miles. Attention to my idle time too. I mean, when I'm idling, sometimes even if I'm not going nowhere, if my batteries are getting lower and I want me to charge them, if it's been gloomy days and the solar panels aren't getting enough sun, well, and if I run the engine for a bit, it'll help top off my batteries. But I haven't figured out the math for it yet. Right now my guesstimation is idling for 15 minutes burns at least a gallon of gas. Been able to do the math on it just because I got too many other things I'm trying to figure out in life and survive and keep warm and be able to keep moving. I'll be so happy when spring comes, man. Even if I'm already working, I'll be happy when spring comes. channel, new creator. I have a video for this town too. I really need to make a video for that channel. I've been focusing only on this channel. This is my most important. Right now I feel this channel is the most important thing in my life right now. Well, you know, I care about all the people around me, but the reason I say that about this channel is I feel God called me to share Him, to share my faith. And for you people that might be watching me regularly, I know you've already heard me say this, but the best way I know how to do that right now, because I'm new to being on camera, that was hard to do. Getting the camera, getting more comfortable with it. The best way I know how to do that now, share the Lord, is just me being me, and hoping naturally by me being me, you can see the faith in me and get to know me. And as I get more comfortable with this camera, and as I learn more about Scripture, church, and stuff, I'll share bits and pieces of it here and there. You know, as I learn more. I feel like this channel is so important is because when God wants me to share Him with everybody more, and wanted me to start talking about Him more, I told Him people might think I'm crazy. God told me it doesn't matter. He says, He told me I'd always have Him, and He's right. So I started really talking very openly about God, and I used to hide that more because when I was a kid growing up, I'd hear other people, when I was a kid, point out, oh, them people are the Jesus freaks, or them people are the Bible bangers, you know. So that conditioned me to keep it to myself kind of a little bit more, you know. Not anymore. Because the thing is I know God's real. God has done so many amazing, wonderful things for me. And sometimes, not that I forget it, but sometimes I get kind of lost in life on this planet. And it ain't that I quit believing in God or anything. I just get sometimes life is encapsulated me or surrounded me to where, I'm more thinking about life, and it's different this time. No matter what's been happening, I've been staying close to God, talking to Him all the time. And it's made a huge difference. Even though this has been the most intense, probably, period in my whole life, if I wasn't as close to God as I am right now, I would probably be a basket case. True story. Whoever's driving behind me, because they're cautious too, and I like that. They're keeping distance from me, not riding my bumper so much. I like their driving style. Maybe they're close to God too. Maybe they feel the proper travel speed right now. Time on this freeway run a few weeks back or so, I didn't want to get gas in Wisconsin because it was so expensive compared to Minnesota. And I know I'm only going to save, $1 or $2 in the difference or whatever. But I just thought that $1 or $2, man, could keep me heated longer or whatever, every little penny counts right now. Time to splurge on anything. Well, boy, that was intense, man. I got down into the red line on the empty. Oh my gosh, I was so worried about running out of gas. So last time I did this run, I didn't do that. I spent $20 on the expensive gas there just to make sure I wasn't going to feel stressed out on the way back. This time I didn't have to worry about that. This time I'm still, like I said, at a quarter of a tank. still or something. Yikes. I started going off on that edge a little bit there. And it's like I just slowly, gradually bring it back out. I don't want to turn too sharp and go into a spin or something. So right now, if I just crank the wheel too quick, I could easily slide it sideways, I'm sure. Nah, I'm not planning on doing that. It'd be different if I had a huge financial cushion and there was no other people around that would get hurt or something. Then I could see practicing maybe a little stunt driving. Used to do that on my dirt bike. I got really good riding that thing, man. The Honda 500 XR. Strict dirt converted to street legal, so it had a brake light, tail light wired into the condenser. There was no battery in it, just a kickstart. So anytime you'd hit the brake, the headlight would dim down because there was no battery, so it was taking it all from the condenser, you know. And a fun bike. It had so much torque and power, and torque on it. Had the biggest knobby tire you could get, a knobby set on it you could get to for being off road. So when you're on the road, it would be like vibrating because of all the knobs going down the road. So it was just like you'd get numbness from riding on the roads. But yeah, it had so much torque. I could be in 5th gear with a low idle or that or whatever, idling along at about 30-40 miles an hour, and just trap the throttle in the front end and just come right up to the air. You know, just pull a wheelie, no problem. Just by cracking the throttle in 5th gear. Yeah, it's the most powerful, torquey motorcycle I ever had. But that thing, I could like dump the clutch and let it pop it and turn the wheel in the process and just break it into a sideways slide, go down the road sideways, sliding sideways and stuff. Did a lot of intense stuff like that, but I knew how to control it really good. Now I wouldn't do that. I'd be too afraid of crashing or hurting myself. Now, if I rode it a lot every day, I might be able to get back in the flow of it, you know. But I'm too old to be goofing around with that kind of stuff, showing off and sliding sideways and pulling up a wheelie and shifting all gears while I'm on a wheelie and stuff. Not happening. Not unless it was an emergency. Now, if I pulled out on the road and there was a semi-truck coming, and then I might pull a wheelie, shifting gears so fast just to get up enough speed to get away from that truck coming. This is Lindstrom that we're coming through right now. Also on my other channel, New Creator, I've made a really nice video about this, and told a story about that in one of my videos. The guy it was one of my first few videos too that I really tried hard on, and I had, you know, somebody tear me apart saying it was crappy music and blah blah blah, and everybody else started defending for me. I didn't even have to argue with the guy. I've tried being real nice to him, you know, and tell him, well, tell me the kind of music you like, and in my next video I'll try to pick some music you might like and make a different video and see how you like that, you know. Then he told me that I should do videos like Jack Debke. Jack Debke knew what he was doing. He was a true professional. Well, I didn't know who Jack Debke was. Apparently Jack Debke is a local in the area. He's actually the next town, Chisago, and he's done stuff for National Geographic or something like that, and he did stuff for McDonald's, Burger King Land, and some movies and other stuff. So he got into the business a bit where he's a little more old school professional. But what was funny is this guy that was trashing me, saying my video sucked and I should learn to be like Jack Debke. Well, Jack Debke ended up seeing, because he's from the area, you know, stumbled on our Lindstrom video because he's from the area and seen my Lindstrom video because it probably came up in one of his searches or something. And then he wrote to me and told me how awesome I did filming that video, and that I captured the feel of the whole town. I couldn't have done it any better. He was just mind-blowing how well I did it, except for the music was copyrighted music, so he couldn't use it. And he asked me if he sent me a letter asking me if he could use my video, but he'd have to put different audio to it to put it on public access TV. And but he'd give me credit for filming it, saying it was filmed by New Creator and everything, you know. And I said, sure, of course you can. That's cool. That's free exposure for me. So I've never seen it yet. I've never watched it on TV, but apparently my whole video I filmed has all been redone with different music and his voiceover. And it's kind of cool, huh? And what's really cool about the story is that he thought it was awesome, whereas this other guy that was in Bloomstrom thought it was rotten and I should learn to be like Jack Deputy. Only to find out the guy he thought was so awesome thought my video was really awesome. Made me feel pretty good. So that was neat. I got some ideas for my other channel long term for the little towns I filmed and stuff and how I'd like to build that channel, but that channel is secondary now, even though it's got way more subscribers. I've got 800 subscribers on that one. Well, I had 800, I don't know if it's more or less right now, but this channel is more important to me, you know. It's me taking the risk of, you know, filming. What time is it right now? 5. It's early. Oh, I don't know what to do here. It's like 5. Church isn't until 6:30. That's an hour and a half. Going to church. I don't want to miss church, but it's way too early to go there now. And I should probably head straight into town before gas goes back up. And use the money I wanted to fill up my tank more. I don't have enough to fill my tank. Should be able to get it up to at least half a tank. I'm guessing. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely edit these videos. So I should stop it now when I'm at this light. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.